Hey everybody, this is Astocky here and welcome to another episode of me playing Dwarf Fortress. So I'm going to press enter now to continue playing. I'm going to go back to my last little area that I was playing in. Wait a few seconds while it finishes loading up. Now I'm going to bring my window for my little dwarfy guys, hit connect to Dwarf Fortress so that it loads them up. So there they all are. You can see they are all super fantastic little awesome guys. So now I believe I was mining out this room just here to act as a farm, and the next thing I was going to need is some stairs. So the next thing I'm going to do is go D for designate. I'm going to go a downward stairway, which is J, and then I'm going to put that just here. No, just here. So it's going to be a 9x9 stairway. So in order to get to that stairway, to get to the rest of my base, anyone who comes in is going to have to get through this door, all the way up here, and past and in. And what that reminds me is just here. So right in the entranceway to my base, I'm going to set up a... Okay, what I might do first is just mine out that block just there, because I think that'll be a good way to do it. And then I will I for set a zone. I'm going to set a zone right here where this guy is standing. It's a tiny little area. I'm going to go N to make it a pasture, set the pasture information, and I'm going to put my hunting dog there. Now this is another little trick that I learned from Jamalf, and basically what that will mean is right there is where my hunting dog will be stationed, and then anyone who tries to get into my fortress is going to have to go through my hunting dog to get to the rest of my fortress. And that is a good thing, because thieves will generally sneak through traps and all those kind of things that I might put out there, and we don't want thieves to get all the way in and get access to the rest of my group. So if I set up a whole lot of cages and things around here, that will stop them. What I need to do first is just work out exactly what it is that I did here. I've got a mechanics workshop which has now been built. Okay, so I'm now going to go add new task, make rock mechanisms. 4, 5, I'm going to make 6 rock mechanisms. I've now got my mason's workshop, and he's not doing anything at the moment, and my carpenter's workshop, and he is also not doing anything. So I've queued up 6 mechanisms. I'm now going to queue up over here, add new task. I want to make a cage, which is J. And I want to make 3 cages, and the reason for that is I'm going to come down here and set up 3 cage traps at the entrance just here. And then I'm going to set up 3 stone fall traps as well, because I have plenty of stone. But while they're doing that, I'm just going to let the game run for a while, and hopefully my people will do their things. So you can see already the hunting dog just here has now been stationed in the right place, and if I go to K and move over, that is my hunting dog. They're going to sit there and be prepared to get everybody. Now something I've just noticed that could potentially be a problem is all of this stuff that says andesite is basically rock, and you can't have a farm on a rock floor. So all this stuff that says andesite and not, silty clay is going to cause me a problem. In fact, it's going to probably cause me a substantial problem. Maybe not. I might be able to get 2 farms, one here and one here. Yeah, so I probably can get 2 farms there and there at the start, and then I can put all the things that use those farms kind of just in behind them. So that might still work, but that's definitely something I should have thought of before, because clay and silty clay and sand and dirt are all things that work really well, but andesite, which is a rock, you can't plant a farm on rock. But back to the game, and bring lots of different things in. I'm going to press U for units just for a second and see what we've got. we've got groundhogs. Pretty sure they're not particularly vicious. Every now and then just going to check the dead missing just to make sure we haven't lost someone. I was playing a bit of a practice game the other day and made the mistake of having a person fall into some ice. And the person falling into ice was really, really bad, in fact. So we're going to go build now. And what is a farm? Where is farm? Why are we not seeing farm? Farm plot. P. So you can see here when I come up here it says needs soil or mud to build a farm. But what I can do is go there and start in that corner. Oh, okay, that didn't work at all like I was hoping for. So let's go to, I think it's X to remove. No, Q maybe. Q. There we go. We want to go X to remove that building. Now let's try again and go build P for farm. Now it says you go U and M to change the height and K and H to change the width. So we want to make it 3 high, and I think there we go. We want to make it a 4x4 farm just there in the corner, and then hopefully we should be able to do the same thing over there and do another 4x4 farm. So we'll press enter, and now one of the farmers should come over and start to build that. Come on, miner. Do your job and dig out the rest of that. Excellent, so now we can go B for build, P for farm plot again. Come over here, make this out into a 4x4 once again, and then build a second farm plot. Now the next thing that I can do is I can build a P for stockpile. I want to create a custom stockpile. I want to basically get rid of everything to start with, because what I want is seeds. Now I believe, there we go. So we're going to go disable, no, enable. Enable food, we're going to forbid meat, which is F, and turn off everything that isn't seeds. So that means they're just going to store seeds in that particular stockpile, and that stockpile is going to be located just there. Hopefully that's going to be enough space, because I don't think I've got a huge amount of seeds to start with. What we will do now is using the Q key, we will come over to this stockpile and we will change the settings, go to food, go to seeds, and say F for forbid. So there are no longer going to be seeds stored in that stockpile, and hopefully my happy little worker people will pick up those seeds from the main stockpile here on the left, and then we'll move them over and put them here in the seed stockpile so that the farmers are going to have nice easy access to them. So now that I've done that, we're going to go to Z and we're going to look at our stocks. You can see I've got plenty of meat and fish, not a whole lot of plants, powder, drinks. We are running a little bit low on drinks. So obviously running low on drinks is a bad thing. So what I'm now going to do is build my next workshop, and it is going to be a brewery. Sure, that's what it's called. Work our way down the list. Sorry, it's called a still. So press enter to build a still. And we are going to put this still up here in the top left hand corner. And we're going to make it out of andesite because there is some already on top of it, which means no one's going to have to carry any materials to get to it. So we'll press escape and escape again and press spacebar to resume. And now hopefully, let's go to our units. What are they doing? Our miner's not doing anything. These guys are doing stuff, but it's storing items in stockpile. So hopefully pretty soon they'll get around to doing something useful. Actually, there we go. We can see I've got if I pause it, you can see that I've got 3 mechanisms made already and 3 cages made. So now I can go to build, and I want to build think it might be under M for trap, animal trap, but I'm just going to have a quick look first just to make sure it's not something else. Traps and levers is capital T. So I'm going to build a cage trap, which is a C, and I'm going to place it just there. I'm going to make it using an andesite mechanism, and then I'm going to build another C for cage trap and place it there, and C for another cage trap and place it there. So once those 3 are built, that's going to give me at least some protection if anyone or any hostile animal tries to come in and tries to work their way into my base. Now I only have 3 mechanisms at the moment, and if we go back to building, you can see he still has instructions to construct 2 more mechanisms, and there is 1 sitting on the floor of his workshop just there. So we're getting there. It's just going to take him a little while to make that happen, but my miner says he's done, which means, as you can see, I can now work on the level below because he has built that downward staircase. So back to designate. This time I'm going to do an up-down stairway, and I'm going to build it starting there, come over this way, and then I'm going to go down a bunch of different levels, I think to level 6 to start with. And so you can see it's now scheduled them to be built on every level, and that will give my miner something to do, and hopefully in doing that he will find some useful materials. I'm not sure, I've never seen that before. That's like a greenie, so peat. Still some more andesite, we've got some peat. Here we have some clay still. Down here we're getting into pretty much just solid andesite. And then we'll just go unpause and let him do his thing. And he'll eventually dig all the way to the bottom. We have struck hematite. Now, where did he struck hematite? Pause the game. Head down. Aha, there we go. So if I go K and go over to this red material here, this is hematite. That is absolutely brilliant, because hematite, when smelted, creates iron. And iron, when mixed with some certain kinds of stone, becomes steel, and steel is pretty much the thing that you want to make all of your weapons and all of your armor out of. So that is really, really good news. Now my farmers aren't farming, so I need to understand why it is they're not doing that. I have also stuck a lunite. I have no idea what a lunite is, absolutely not a clue. So both of my farmers currently have no job, so let's find out why. Let's go to this farm here. Okay, it is currently fallow because I've forgotten to tell them to plant anything. So what we want to do is we want to go down with the plus key and press enter, and now in spring they're going to farm plump helmets. And if I press B to go to summer, I can now tell them that I want them to do quarry bushes. And then if I go C, I can say cave wheat, and then D for winter, I can do dimple cups. And then we'll come over here, and this time we will do sweet pods, and then B we will do pigtails, and then C we will do more plump helmets, and then D we will do more dimple cups. Actually no, let's go to C and do dimple cups there, and then D will do plump helmets. That way we've kind of got a mix of different things that are going to be happening all year. And so now what should happen is we have one of my farmer is going to plant seeds and the other is going to store items in the stockpile. So that is excellent, and it looks as though my mechanic still has a job, my stonemason and my carpenter are both completely jobless. So obviously that's not going to work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a new task, and I'm going to tell him to build a table. Add new task, table 3, 4, 5. tables maybe. That sounds good. And then go add, and then I want to build some thrones. Whoops. Oops, 6 tables it is because I hit the wrong key. Actually, press C to cancel. So I'm going to go add a new task. This time it's a chair. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aha. I can't actually add any more tasks. So I will just make 5 tables and 5 thrones by the looks of things. And then I'll come over to my carpenter, and I will get my carpenter to make, what do I want him to make? So most of those things aren't really all that useful to me. So for those of you who don't know, plus and minus next to the backspace key move you slowly up and down the list. If you have a numeric keypad and you push plus or minus, plus jumps you forward a big list, and minus is supposed to jump you back a big list, but for some reason it's not doing that for me. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it's not particularly important. All that matters is I can just press enter and keep jumping forward, and buckets is what I want to make, E. So I add a new task, bucket. Buckets are useful for a number of different things. They're used in hospitals, they're used for gathering water. You know, there's quite a few different things that you can use them for. I'm also going to add a new task. Hopefully I can do this here. I want to make some nesting boxes. Maybe I need to make them out of stone. It's looking like I might need to make them out of stone. Oh, that's okay. That's not going to be a big deal. Why is he making a crutch? Okay, let's check this carpenter out again. What did I tell him to do? Oh, make wooden buckets. Okay, that's perfect. And now down to my mechanic. He's making a mechanism, but I don't need too many more mechanisms at the moment. I think just the one that I have there is perfect. So we'll have a look now at our units, and we can see only our miner currently has no job. So let's go down to where we found that hematite, and let's give him an instruction to start digging this out. What I'm basically going to do is just dig like a box pattern to just basically work out where the good materials are. But I've messed that up already. So what we want to do is leave a 2 gap and then mine like that. Oops, D is the one we want. 2 gap, 2 gap, 2 gap, and then we've got a 2 gap. So that's perfect. So now once he starts to mine that, plus of course I'm going to get him to mine out the rest of the stuff that I can already see, we should have a pretty good idea of where that vein is going to be. Okay, so you can see it already looks like the vein is running kind of in this direction, which is unfortunately for me not the direction I'm digging in. But that's okay, because he's just going to keep looking around. Look at that, I've struck something else. He's not dropping very many materials though, which is certainly not ideal. Basically, the more skilled he gets, the more of the raw materials that you want are going to be dropped. So you can see if I push K here, there he's dropped a chunk of hematite on the floor. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 chunks that he's already dropped. These are walls that contain the same material, but he hasn't broken through them yet. So it does look to be quite a large vein, which is really, really good for me. So we'll head back up. Now the next thing that we're going to want to do is, why is our mason not doing anything? Our carpenter's making buckets. Our mechanic is also not doing anything. Why is our mason not doing anything? Because he's storing items. And our farmer is planting seeds. Well, look at that. We have, if we press, I think, hopefully I can press K now and it'll come up. We have a farmed plot, and he is planting oops, wrong key, Q, he is planting sweet pods. So in hopefully not too very long, I will have a bunch of sweet pods growing. And someone just here should be planting dimple cups. No, plump helmets. Because you can see it's not what's highlighted in blue, it's what's highlighted in white that's growing. So should be planting plump helmets. I'm going to press U again to go back to my unit list. I can see my farmer is storing stuff. Hopefully he will stop storing stuff soon and start actually being a farmer, because it's kind of useless for him to not be a farmer. Hey, that's a blue rock. What was that blue rock? Microcline. Wonder what microcline is. I'm sure I brought microcline for some reason. I'm getting the feeling that my guys shouldn't be using that to make mechanisms and things. I just have this feeling that that's an important material that I'm going to need later on. Otherwise, Jamal wouldn't have made it as part of his little kit. Whatever. So let's go once again back to build. We want to build capital T for traps. This time we want to build stone fall traps, so that basically even if someone makes it through, they are still going to be in big trouble, because they might get through the traps, but they're going to have things fall on their head. So now I'm going to go back to Z, which is for stocks. I'm going to have a look. I'm down to 2 drinks left, which is not very good at the slightest. So what I'm going to have to do is go Q, go up to my brewery and say add new task, and I'm going to say brew drink. Just queue up as many tasks of brew drink as I can, and hopefully which one of you guys, I have to bring up the Dwarf Therapist. Which one of you guys is my brewer? Brewing. Number 5, it is Astocky. So Astocky also happens to be a farmer who's planting seeds at the moment. So I guess we're just going to have to wait for him to plant those seeds. Now he's going to hopefully start brewing. You know what? No, I really want those seeds, because we're going to need those seeds later. Hopefully it won't take too long though, and he will realize what he's doing is crazy. Come on, start making booze. If my people run out of booze, they're going to have to drink water. We're down to no drinks now. That is a really bad state to be in, and it should not ever happen, because dwarves really dislike drinking water so much that, actually, seeing as I have my other dwarf not doing anything, just very quickly farming fields, I will disable that for him, so he will now stop farming and the other farmer will start farming, and then hopefully once he plants that last thing, he should start brewing. Brewing drink, excellent. So you can see there he is highlighted as brewing a drink. He's grabbed some plump helmets, and he's grabbed a barrel, and if we press Q and go to the status of it, you can see that the first brew drink has a little A next to it to say that it is currently an active task, and hopefully it won't take too long and he will have lots and lots more booze for me. That does remind me though to just quickly check these things, and then to go to status again, and I can go to kitchen. So you can see I have all these different meats. I currently have plump helmets set to either cook or brew, and basically what I want to do is I want to turn off using them to cook, because I want to only brew with them. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that whatever I brew with is something that I have lots of, and I don't want to cook up things that I can use to brew because I have plenty of food, or at least I think I have plenty of food. Yeah, I have no prepared meals, but I still have around about 40 meat, so that's not too bad. So press spacebar and I'll keep going. Okay, the brewer has moved away. What does his unit thing say? It says he's still brewing, so obviously he hasn't finished. And I'll check my stocks. I have now 30 drinks. So that one line of brewing has just made 30 drinks for me, which is absolutely brilliant. So now, I guess now that I've done that, there are 2 more things that I want to do, and the fact that my miner is still mining means it'll probably be a while before he gets to it. Oh wow, I found some yellow things. Ooh, zircons. So I think that's zirconia, so I can make a gem crafter and cut that into some nice looking gemstones. You can see that there's lots of hematite in the vein below me as well, so this is all really good. But what I'm going to do now is turn this stairway into a little area off it. So I want to go escape, assign, mine. Actually, let's do it this way. Hopefully this won't take too long. And now what I want to do is I want to create my first little office room. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do a corridor that is as wide as I can fit. I've got to make it too wide so the dwarves can get past each other. And now I'm going to make some small offices that come off this. So the offices are just going to be simple 3x3 offices. Now you can see how I've designated this area to dig, but basically because I haven't actually put a bit there which will allow access to the next part, he won't actually dig them out. So they're basically just going to stay as undug areas. And so now that I've done that, I need to go back to my mason, Q to my mason, and he's constructing a bunch of thrones now. He's got a heap of tables already, so now we're up to some thrones. So I'm going to say add a new task. So he's already got a table and he's already got a throne. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do anything because I think that might already be sufficient. He is still brewing drinks. How are we going for the drink stocks? Down to 20. So it kind of went up and then it went back down, so it's not doing that well. Okay, so he's run out of plump helmets. That's just fine. Let's get my miner, and he's going to open up the next little area, which is going to be this little area just here. And I think I might have originally said I was going to use this area for that, but basically what I'm going to do now is use this area just here to make a pen for all my turkeys, so that my turkeys can start to produce more turkeys and to lay some eggs. So I'm going to add a new task. I want to make a nest box. So I thought I made that in here. Okay, in that case, if it's not made there, that only leaves one more place where I could make it, and that's a pain, because I haven't given myself any space to actually make it. Not cool at all. Okay, so let's get the miner. It's going to take a while for him to do this. get him to mine out the back of that area just some more, so I can build myself another workshop in there. Of course, my miner is super busy doing the 1,000 other things I've already given him to do. Looks like he's being chased by cats. Okay, where'd he go? Oh, there we go. He is slowly doing his thing. Slowly. He's now left. Let's just make sure this whole area just says floor. Excellent, it all just says floor. That means it's been completed. So I'm going to now go workshop. I'm going to build an R for a craft dwarf's workshop, and I'm going to build that just there. I'm going to build it out of andesite again because I have plenty of that stuff laying around. And what should happen now is hopefully someone should very soon. Where'd my miner go? Oh, there he is. He's digging out the turkey pen. I feel it's probably worth me saying as well that this whole mining thing is a last on, first out type arrangement. So by doing what I've done and by putting this task as the most recent task, means that's what people are going to do first. Now I'm going to go back to this guy here and turn on that he can now farm again, because sooner or later he's probably going to need to do that. But while we're here, let's make sure it's focus. We're going to go N for pen, set pen, and we're going to put all of our turkeys. So once again, plus and minus to move up and down. We're going to put all of our turkeys in there. Now, the turkeys won't start laying eggs until they have nest boxes, but that at least gives the turkeys something to do. So you can see my people are now dragging the turkeys in. How am I going for supplies? Still got a bit of meat. Got plenty of drinks this time. Not sure what liquids includes. Never mind. That is going to be the first job I'm going to do once one of those areas is dug out by the miner. So what's the miner say he's doing? He has no job. Don't no job me, miner. You know what I think I've probably neglected to do? Yep, pause. I have totally neglected to tell him to dig that area out. And obviously because he can't dig that area out, he can't get access to the other areas I want him to dig. Look at that. He's so much more efficient when you actually give him a path that he can do something with. So you can see also when I go back to the Z screen here, it says created wealth, but you need a broker with the appraisal skill in order to know anything about it. And same with trade information. So I can't do anything with that yet because I don't know enough to be able to do anything. And that reminds me, I've got to stop pressing the wrong key. I need to come up here to my little mason, and I need to say add a new task. You need to build some doors. 6 doors is probably good. And then waiting for someone with wood, stone or bone working to be able to come along. So I should have someone who has the stone working skill. Okay, I've got masonry. I was sure I had someone who had stoneworking. Gem cutting, gen setting, stone crafting. I don't have anyone with stone crafting. Well, that stinks. So, who is the least busy of my people at the moment? And Actually, this gives me an opportunity to show you something. I can now click on roles and go over and go to where was it? Stonecrafter, and I can click to sort by Stonecrafter, and it says the person who is the most suitable with an 85% to be a Stonecrafter is Dusium Engschmadam. So I'm going to turn Stonecrafting on for that person. Commit the change because they are the most suitable. And I wonder if I should also check who the second most suitable is. It is this person here, which is Ficod Fecub. Ficod Fecub. Ficod Fecub is my other farmer, who's my farmer and my cook. Why not? I don't think I really want him doing that, but I get the feeling that he's going to be free a little bit more frequently than somebody else is. So you can see there I have all my turkeys in. Aha, perfect. So which one of you guys decided to do it? It was Astocky. That doesn't even seem right. Why is that guy doing that? Either way, now let's look to see if we can do those nest boxes that I was talking about before. Okay, add new task. Oops, wrong one. Doing this all messed up. So I want to add new task, rock. Aha, there it is in the center. Rock nest box. So I want to make probably 4 of those. And while we're doing that, we'll head down. We can see that I have now carved out those little rooms. So I'm going to say now build. I'm going to say build a door. I don't have any doors. Okay, so build, in that case I'm going to put a table. A table just there. Microcline is probably just fine. And then I'm going to build a throne. Hopefully that's under T. What's T? T is table. No, that's not it. Until you've done these things a few times, it becomes really difficult to sort of learn what it is you need to push. Okay, I'm missing something here. Container, kennels, farm plot, weapon rack, statue, slab, table, well, wall, floor, stairs, tracks, trap, lever, support. That doesn't even seem right. Should be a chair. Can't believe how much I'm missing this. This is something that should be so obvious. Armor stand, bed, seat, burial, door, cabinet, container, kennels, farm pot. Maybe it's under capital S for support. No, it's not. What in the heck is it? It's going to be under C for seat, isn't it? Yep, chair or throne. Andesite throne. So now as soon as that door is complete, I can put a door in there, and I can go to my noble screen, and I can say my expedition leader is Dusium. I can also make a manager, which is Dusium as well, and a broker, who is him, and a bookkeeper, who is him as well. So he's going to be really busy now, but you can see for some reason it's not. It seems to be updating badly, but if I press enter, it says he currently has a no office and he needs a meager office. So basically he needs a meager office, and you make a meager office like I have just there with a table and a chair, and I just need now this stonemason to finish that door. As soon as he finishes that door, we're good to go. Okay, so that means he should have finished that door now. Should just be waiting for someone to pick it up and take it away. Perfect. So now we head back down and build a... No, that was D for designate. We want B for build, D for door, and put a door there. As soon as that happens, he will have his very own office. Perfect. So now I can go Q, head down to the table, and say make it... maybe it's the chair I need to do it on. Make throne room or study. So I press R, set the room to be that size, and press enter. I'm going to assign the chair to the expedition leader. And now if I go to N for nobles, you can see that if I press enter, he needs a meager office, and he currently has a meager office. So that is exactly what we wanted him to have. So now if I go to my status screen, you can see that I now have my created wealth, my weapons, my armor, my furniture, my other objects. Kind of shows everything, my imported wealth, my exported wealth. And if I go over to stocks, you can see that things haven't actually changed, and the reason for that is I need to go back into the noble screen, and I believe it's here under bookkeeper, and then go Y for customize. Okay, that was not it. Bookkeeper, S for settings, there we go. So the way that this system works is with the lowest precision, which is what you get by default, any item up to 10, you know exactly how many you have. Any item between 10 and 99, it rounds up to the nearest 10. Any item between 100 and 999, it rounds up to the nearest 100, etc, 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 and that's the lowest precision. So that basically means you have no idea how many you have if you've got more than 10 of an item. Once you have a bookkeeper, you can either leave it at lowest precision, or you can change it, like I'm going to low precision. And basically, as you can see there, that means any number up to 99, you'll know exactly how many you have. Between 100 and 999, you'll know to within 10 how many you have. And that's perfect, because what that will mean is, like now if I look at my stocks, it says I have about 40 meat. What that really means is I have somewhere between 30 and 40 meat. And same with all these other things. Liquid, I have about 10. That could mean anywhere between 10 and 20. No, between 0 and 10 or something like that. You really just don't know. So what that means is you kind of need to wait and sort of look at things and see, you know, whether it drops as people are using it. But by doing what I've just done now, which hopefully he will straight away come down, he's updating the stockpile records. Perfect. So you can see he's sitting there at his desk, he's doing his thing. Hopefully now, if I go back to my stocks, you can see I now know exactly what I have for everything. So I have all of those things, and it even tells you now on the right hand side what you have. So under liquids that I had before, that it said I had about 10, I actually had llama's milk, alpaca's milk, all of those different things. So that is excellent now, because now I don't have to go, oh, am I running low on drinks or am I doing okay? I can see I have 45 dwarven wine, and up here I can see that I have 36 meat. So all of those things have now been taken care of by just allocating him to that job for a really short period of time. And that reminds me, I now need to do something else, because basically my people are going to get really bored of not having anything nice to do all the time. So I'm going to build, to start with, I'm going to build this nest box, which is capital N. I'm going to build 4 of them eventually, but at least if I build one straight away, then they can start putting eggs and things in there. I've got a second one now, so I can build another capital N for nest box, put it in the back corner. Now I think I can use Q now to come over here, and it needs to be built first. Come on, somebody build it. Okay, pause, use Q again. I can come over here. It's a nesting box for a stray turkey hen. That wasn't quite what I was thinking would happen. I guess what I'll have to do is I'll have to come over to this stockpile and say change settings under food. Don't collect, forbid eggs. That means they won't collect the eggs, which means now the turkeys are basically going to have an opportunity to hatch, which will give me more turkeys, and then I can butcher them and then I can eat them. So that is, as far as I'm concerned, a good thing. I know there was something else that I was really planning to do this episode. I said that I was going to do it. I've already run way over the time I had allocated myself for this, but I've just kind of got caught up in it and I'm really enjoying it, so I thought I would show off a few different things while I was doing it. No, totally blanked on what I was going to do. If anyone can remember what it was that I said I was going to do, I'd like to know, because I think it's probably a good thing to really keep a close track on what you're doing with different things. But for now anyway, I'm going to build a farmer's workshop just here out of andesite. And basically what a farmer's workshop will do is any plant that you get, it will allow you to process the plant, which will split it into its usable piece and also its seeds. So if you cook a plant straight away, you basically ruin the seeds. If you brew it, part of the brewing process, it helps to extract the seeds. But either way, having a farmer's workshop is good because it also means you can make thread and things out of, yeah, it's a really good thing to have. I can't think of all the reasons why it's really good to have at the moment. The next thing I want to build though is, I think it's called a kitchen. Yes, it is. It is Z for kitchen. I'm going to put it right there in the center and make it out of the same material. And once those are built, I'm going to call an end to this episode. And the reason for building both of those again is that they are just things that are so useful, and I can use the kitchen to start making up more nice meals out of the food that I have. So there's my kitchen built. So I can add tasks. I can prepare, I could prepare some lavish meals, or I could render fat if I had some fat. And those lavish meals make the dwarves much happier than just eating raw meat does. Although being dwarves will eat raw meat. So now I need anyone who has workshop farming. So I thought that my workshop people had that. I thought that these guys who had farmings both had that. Now I'm not totally sure. Think I'm going to have to come back and look at that. If that doesn't get built for a little while, actually let's read the dwarves. If that doesn't get built for a little while, I know I'm doing something wrong. Until that point, we'll just give them 30 more seconds and see what they do. Build nest box. Got at least 2 more of them. Oops. Nest box. And we've now gone on to summer, which means my crops should rotate and they should change to something else. So now I'm going to be planting quarry bushes and pigtails. So you can see my farmers going in there and they're doing their thing. Yeah, I'll be honest, I've totally forgotten what it was I wanted to do, but that doesn't matter. In this episode I've succeeded in building a down staircase and hitting lots of iron ore, which is excellent. I've built a records keeper to keep track of my stuff. I've built a brewery to help brew up all my foods and things so I don't run out of food. I've built a kitchen. I'm in the process of building a farming workshop. I've got some areas for farming. I've got my turkey pen. I've got a new craft dwarf workshop that I've made. I've made a bunch of traps a bit further down to help kind of protect my area. So things are real. Hey, where'd my dog go? Where did my dog go? Pet livestock hunting dog tame. What? Pen pasture, set pen pasture information. hunting dog tame should be there. So K, where's hunting dog tame? Stray dog tame. How did you get over there? Okay, there we go. It's put itself back there, or at least someone has put it back there. Obviously it escaped from its pen. Much better. Just want to make sure I haven't had something crazy happen. Nope. Because sometimes you'll have, you know, puppies and you'll have kittens and things like that, and I think weird things happen when that happens sometimes, but I guess basically I'm not doing too badly at the moment. Everything seems to be kind of set up. I'm going to now press escape and say save the game and say thank you very much for everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. Let me know if you are and I'll keep going. Let me know if you're not, and then I'll basically stop recording these and I'll just play because I'm really enjoying this game at the moment. So again, thank you for watching. Leave comments, leave feedbacks. If you've got tips, I would really like to hear your tips. Astocky out.